Okay, Nami here. I'm orange now. I've had that one for a while though. Nami here to discuss with you noses in One Piece. Now I knows. You're probably like, who cares? But then you're like, wait, no, because Buggy and Usopp, their noses, what's up with them? Well, don't worry, I have the answer for you. So let's discuss like pop culture in general and honestly piracy in general. Being king of the pirates means that you're not coming up with your own ideas, you're stealing everyone else's idea. And that's what Roger did when he started the era of piracy. He said, everyone go copy me, pirate my idea to sail the seas. And you know what everyone did? They pirated it. And then you know what that made them? Pirates. So let's talk about noses. I'm getting too far off topic. So there's two major noses in this series that are worth your time. That is, where's Usopp? Oh, he's over there. That is Usopp's nose and Buggy's nose. So the thing about Buggy's nose is usually clowns know. Like they put the nose on themselves and the joke is it's a red ball, right? And the joke there is that everyone's chasing their own red ball like a dog, right? And if you're not chasing the red ball, then you're busy sniffing out shit. Bullshit. So Usopp, he's a shit maker. He's on the pot. He won't get off the pot. Buggy is like, why am I still on the pot? So much to the point that he doesn't realize he's off the pot. That's what failing upwards is he's so obsessed with like, my watched pot isn't boiling. Oden will never be Oden until it's boiled. Like, I need to boil that pot. He's so focused on this, he doesn't realize the pot is already boiling, right? He doesn't know he knows. So Buggy is Buggy the clown. It's weird because he knows he's a clown, but he doesn't knows about his nose. He doesn't realize he's found the red ball. He has everything he ever wanted. And he keeps getting more and more and more of it because he wants the One Piece. He's got it. Luffy gets it. Luffy's like, yeah, I found the One Piece. I mean, if you asked him, like, you died without finding the One Piece, aren't you sad? You know Luffy's gonna be like, no, I died trying. And Usopp and Buggy would both be like, no, I need the One Piece, or no, I need to be the brave warrior of the sea. So Buggy has his red nose that represents the chase being over. You know, like, I know. See what I put on my nose? The red ball. I found it, I caught it, and now, wait, do you see it on my nose? Look closer, look closer, look closer. Got your nose. You see what I mean? So Usopp, he's gonna get his nose got. That's unfortunate for him, but he's the boy who cried wolf. He's the Pinocchio because he doesn't knows. That's the difference between being a liar and being a clown, is whether you know what you're doing or not. And we're meant to believe that Usopp's straight up a liar. Like, he's like, oh, I have to do this because I have to tell the town pirates are coming because that's the only way my dad will come back. It's like, no, dude, you're just doing that for fun. And if you were like, pirates are coming, like, and people understand that that's what it is. You know, we see in retrospect, everyone thinks, oh, that was fun though. Like, who am I going to chase now? That's the point of being a clown. But when you feel hated and not loved because of it, that makes you a liar. When you feel loved because of what you do, that makes you a clown, which means when you're separating the art from the artist, you need to start seeing the artist as a clown in every way. And having a long nose, there's nothing technically wrong with it. That just means you haven't seen it yet. And it's going to keep growing and growing and growing until one day you look down and you're like, oh my God, my nose. And Buggy, it's funny because his nose already stopped growing. Your nose stops growing when you decide, okay, red ball, I found it. Put it right on my nose, on my face, so everyone knows. So everyone knows. Guys, that's why they made the word nose be nose. This is amazing. And that's why they're pirates, because they're all chasing the red ball, the One Piece. And Roger was like, oh, go get it. It's out there. Ha ha ha. And the One Piece might be nothing. I know there's a lot of like jokes about that, but for those of us who get it, we know the One Piece is nothing. Even if it's treasure, it's nothing. Even if it's Luffy, it's nothing. Even if it's the comics book of the One Piece, it's nothing. Like, but it could realistically be all those things. Even if it's Binks Sake, it's nothing. The actual One Piece is what happens once you get the One Piece. The ball. Once you've caught the red ball that you've been chasing your whole life, that's enlightenment. That's being the clown and not the liar. And Luffy's already got it. That's the beautiful thing. Roger, he had it. That's why he was able to laugh. But he's human, so he was still able to cry. And that's the beauty of Laugh Tale, is you can go there. All you need to do is psychosis, enlightenment, find God, whatever they want to call it. Simplest way to put it is find that one piece, that red ball that you've been looking for. A lot of people think, oh, it's going to be my soulmate. A lot of people think, oh, it's going to be knowing whether I go to heaven or hell. A lot of people think, oh, it's going to be finding God. No, it's a red ball. Just go catch it. You've been playing fetch with it your whole life. Like, sometimes you've got it, sometimes you're chasing it, and sometimes you're sniffing out bullshit. And that's what's funny about Oden, because sniffing out bullshit is the same as like, oh, shit or get off the pot. Like, because dogs, they have to find exactly the right spot. Like, oh, where am I gonna, they just keep following it until they finally become part of this community that they've built based on poo. Sorry, I've been cursing YouTube. I just realized that. If you're still seeing this, goated. Probably not, though. I need to re-record it and say poop next video I make. I'm just rambling anyways, having fun talking about the red ball. Oh my gosh, hi Muty. Guys, don't forget to celebrate 413. But, you know, everything represents this clown, this red ball, and everyone's gotten it the whole time. That's what opposites attract is. That's what the will of D is. And let me try to explain it. Everyone knows what a contraction is, right? Like, we are, we're. That's we're, right? Like, we are something. We're friends. We are friends. That's a contraction. But do you know what the will of D is? A contradiction. The difference between a contraction and a contradiction is the will of D. That's why Luffy is a good pirate. That's why he has the will of D. And for some reason, Garp is a bad Marine. You know, like, not that he's a bad guy, but he's bad at being a Marine. Like, he's done climbing the ladder. He's never going to be at the top of the ladder. He's a bad Marine. So he's got the will of D. Vivi, she finally got the will of D when she became a pirate princess. Like, we had that reveal to her when she was, like, ousted by the world government and they started chasing her. It's all of a sudden like, oh, she's got the will of D. She's a contradiction. So if you yourself are a contradiction or a clown, Buggy D clown, like, it's a joke, but guys, once he sees that nose on his face, Buggy D clown will be D clown. And he already is. That's why the joke is like, oh, if you're going to be king of the pirates, then I'm going to be god of the pirates. Like, he will. He will. He's the clown. The clown is always God. Speaking of Homestuck, Gamzee, he worships clown gods, the Juggalos, ICP. I mean, guys, clowns are, you go to clown college, you are winning at life. It makes me want to go to clown college because I know that I've finally got the red ball, except I don't have to go to clown college because I found the One Piece. It's no longer about being a clown, going to heaven, finding God. It's just about the One Piece. And the longer that I don't know what the One Piece is, the longer I can believe I've found it. But I saw this video on Instagram that from like a toddler, and he's responding to his mom's question, what do you think the One Piece is? And he says, it's the whole world together is one piece. And it's like, yes, one piece. Like, it's meaningless. It's whatever you want it to be. And usually it's something simple, like being at peace, like being in one piece. That's why Luffy is the eye. And the eye is what color? Red. And Nami, she represents intuition, which is why she's orange, because she's neither yellow, the sniffing portion of PP, or red, the chasing portion of the ball. She is the understanding of both being important. That's why she's orange, which is why I am orange in the nails and orange in the hair, and that's why Liaison Pumpkin Snuffle from Homestuck is orange, because he's the best one, and he gets it. And when you get it, you stop being, let's see, Luffy. Oh, where's his hat at? I think it's, oh, there it is. You stop being yellow and red, and you start being orange. And that's a beautiful thing. And another thing about the Straw Hat crew is they are not a crew. They are One Piece. Just like how we are One Piece. We are. Let me try to explain it. They are Oda's brain, or that's what they represent, is the different parts of his brain. So Luffy is the thing that comes first, your will to your will to live, to your part of the world, which means you're going to be a contradiction. That is Luffy, right? He's the beginning. He's, okay, I'm a baby and everyone thinks I'm stupid, but I'm about to learn how to raise my own head without anyone teaching me. I'm going to become strong enough that lifting my head, I mean, for me, lifting my head, sometimes I forget that I'm doing it, and I need to remember to relax my neck muscles while I'm sleeping. Luffy is that. Luffy is the beginning. And Zoro is the determination to get it done. Zoro is like, okay, now that I've lifted my head, like, I'm going to start doing tummy time push-ups until I'm able to crawl. And then once I can crawl, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to walk. And Nami, she's there the whole time, but you don't really accept her for a while. She's intuition. That's why we see her in the first episode, because she's there. That's baby's instinct to not crawl over glass when they think they're gonna fall. That's baby's instinct to grab when something is touches their palm. Babies will grab. You know, and I know this because I'm a developmental psychologist, but I'm not going to cite my sources, so go watch some type of video. But Nami's intuition, and you don't actually accept her as part of your crew until you get object permanence and you stop being fooled by peekaboo. And that's your intuition, is knowing when you're being lied to, right? Okay, then the next person to join your crew is Usopp, the liar. So now that you've accepted intuition, but you're still kind of on the fence, you know, like intuition is hard. It's like it joins you, but then you're like, no, because I'm a silly liar, so obviously I can't be like this intuitive person who knows how to live a life. But then you accept this person who realizes that it's entertaining to lie. You kind of like see your nose for the first time. People start calling you long nose, and you're like, look at that thing. They're low-key right. And then you can finally accept intuition into your crew, which is a long battle, right? So after intuition comes, well, actually before intuition comes your mom, your caring side, the part of you that wants to take care of everyone, which once you've stopped being a baby, you start wanting to take care of everyone. And Luffy also has to make this realization in his own time. Like, he accepts the Sanji in his mind when Vivi tells him, like, think of your crew, think of Nami. If you freak out on these Drum Island people, you're not going to get her help. You need to bow down to them, literally. You cannot fight your way through this. Luffy has to have this realization too, but Oda had it, and it made him able to write this incredible crew. So Sanji is caring for other people. Sanji represents like that, like, oh, I don't matter, but everyone else does. I have to take care of them. Like, oh, my mom loved it so much when I cooked for her, so I have to become a cook. Like, I need everyone to be like, you did a great job. And that's why Zeph is always like, bad job, dude, because he wants Sanji to want to leave. And Sanji gets it eventually. But this is the part of you that is always like, I'm not good enough, so I have to, you know, take care of everyone else, make sure everyone else is good enough, because that is the only thing that will make me feel good enough. And so you've got the Sanji in your crew, and then again, intuition is still on the fence about joining, but once you've accepted this caregiving nature and you're able to start giving back to other people, not just with jokes, then you can bring intuition fully on board. And you know what happens after you accept the caregiver, the mom of yourself? You have to accept the baby. Where is he? Tony Chopper. And it's funny because Chopper is the literal caregiver, but everyone loves it. He's the cure-all. It's like remembering that you yourself didn't know how to raise your head at some point. Like, that is the cure-all. You are the doctor. You can literally do anything you want. You are the magic drug. All you have to do is whatever you want. And sorry, I'm just talking out of my booty right now. But Chopper, he's the baby. So you accept yourself as a baby, including all the mistakes you made, like killing Hiruluk. You need to accept that part of yourself, and once you, like, love yourself, even though you killed Hiruluk, guess what? Chopper's part of the crew. So whatever that moment is for you, you're killing Hiruluk, even though you thought you were doing the good thing, you ended up doing the worst thing. You have Dr. Kureha telling you you're an idiot your whole life. That's mom. But you have Dr. Kureha telling you you're an idiot your whole life, and then all of a sudden you realize, like, that wasn't my fault. Like, you turn around and you're like, that wasn't my fault. I was a baby, and I have to love myself regardless. Chopper comes in. And then Nico Robin starts to toy with the idea. And I think Vivi represents, like, no, like, this cannot be part of the crew. Like, I cannot literally be a princess of a country. Like, I would have been born as a princess of a country. So she doesn't join the crew, but it's like, that's a fantasy that you can indulge in. Sure, if you want to be a princess, be a princess. But not forever, though. But you can be the whole crew forever, in fact. And if you are a princess, congratulations, Vivi's on your crew. She never went back to Alabasta because you already lived there. You guys were the pirate crew of Alabasta. Anyways, but Nico Robin, this is the part of you that understands genocide. So this comes later in life, and it's understanding. It's understanding how great the world is and how tragic the world is. And it's a sad thing to bear. It makes you want to die. It makes you go around telling people, I just want to die. It makes you legitimately sacrifice yourself. And this Sanji, we see also have his Nico Robin moment where he needs to accept that he deserves to live, that he not only deserves it, but wants it. And Nico Robin has this moment too, where she takes a long time. She joins the crew. She's like, oh, I'm an assassin. Oh, I'm closed off. This is you accepting things like that you can't control. Things like the burning of the Library of Alexandria and the knowledge that was lost, knowing you'll never get to read those books. It's sad. So Oda was like, guess what? All the books survived. Nah, gotcha. No reason to be sad anymore. Also, Saul's like, bleh. Like, Nico Robin, it took her so long to join the crew, and she had to leave and come back because she had to accept this part of herself. And she's kind of like a parallel to Sanji. But it's no mystery why Franky and Robin joined the crew at the same time. That is because Franky represents family. And this is like the part of you that understands you are also your family. And you will never escape your family, whether it's your found family or your real family, which for Franky, his real family, whatever, who cares. But, you know, when we figured out who Franky's dad was, it was like, doy, like, obviously, they're just exactly alike. Like, you cannot escape yourself because you are your family. And that's why Robin and Franky join together, because whenever you accept these horrible things that happen in the world, you're also able to accept these horrible things that happen to you. And they come together, and then you're like, I'm gonna go hug my mom, even though fuck that. I think I'm gonna do it anyways. And that's what you need to do to be able to say, like, oh, I want to live, or whatever it is for you in your life. Maybe it's finding your found family. It's different for everyone. I'm kind of speaking from my own experience here. But yeah, then we have Franky join. And do you know who comes after Franky? Well, I don't think he is on the poster. Brook is like hidden in the corner. You can kind of see his legs past Sanji. But Brook is accepting the fact that you're going to die someday. And that's the hardest thing to accept, because you think, I need to do everything. I need to read all the books. And once you accept, I can't read all the books, you then need to accept, because I'm going to die before I can. I will never be immortal. I can't read all the books, right? And it's sad. And it's really sad. And then the revive fruit was invented, and you don't have to worry about that anymore. Like, accept it. Like, accept the fact that even after you're dead, you won't be gone. You'll still have the tone dial recording of your final song. Someone will listen to it missing you. That's what the point of the movie Coco is, which I've never seen, but I've seen it because I've seen One Piece and I've seen Brook. I understand it. I understand it now. Like, Brook, that's accepting that you are going to die, and it's sad. Then Oda added Jinbei, and I think Jinbei just represents, like, actually becoming a parent, which is why he's like, oh, I'm gonna join the crew. I just have, like, a couple things I need to do first. And then once he does join the crew, he's like, okay, like, yeah, we knew this was gonna happen, whatever. It's been teased forever. He's been, like, half on the crew for so long. And he officially joins, and yeah, he's just, like, a father figure to everyone, giving hugs, all this stuff. Like, people treat him like a big teddy bear, because that's what you become. A kid looks at you and sees, oh, whale shark. Oh my gosh, the biggest shark in the world, the biggest fish in the world. That's amazing. That's my dad. And that's how it felt for Oda. He became Jinbei whenever he had kids. So he gradually is like, Jinbei's gonna join the crew. Jinbei's gonna join the crew. He's got a few things he needs to finish first, but then he's joining the crew, don't you worry. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, he's here. He just surprised us at Wano. Like, whoa, hey Jinbei. What's your name, little guy? I mean, big guy? Wait, you're me? Okay. And then, hypothetically, one other person is going to join the crew, but this person is the next life. this is like Roger's 10th member of his crew would be Luffy. You know, this is the person who inherits your will. And there's a lot of people talking about it being Loki, and I think that would make sense because he's going to live very, very long. But I think it makes more sense for Colin. You know, like Luffy was the 10th member of Shanks's crew. And Shanks was the 10th member of Roger's crew. So at a certain point, they're going to adopt a baby. The Straw Hats are going to adopt a baby, and that will be their literal baby, the thing that carries their will to the next generation. Okay, my spiel started with noses. If you made it this far, you're goated. Congratulations, you might have found the red ball. But I'm just spieling at you in a way that I hope is understandable, but it's not. And I don't care. So anyways, enjoy. And we are One Piece.